Through oral history, at least 2,000 years, my family is primarily Native American.
And when you say at least 2,000 years, that means, I assume, that you can trace it back to Africa and also to your Native American heritage.
The Africa part I'm not as certain about, although the stories, the oral history has been there since the 1700s. And not only did I hear it, but my youngest brother, 9 years younger, heard it as a little child. I mean, but the Native American thing is real clear. And because most people are unaware that the Native American system was very similar to the European system. The people who governed were from aristocratic families, and those families had certain responsibilities. And my family's responsibility was education, and then, of course, passing it on from generation to generation orally. So it is pretty clear in terms of the Native Americans. What that meant was that they were responsible for knowing everything in that area the oral historians overall for the whole nation. Their primary job was learning everything about the civilization and digesting it and passing on the best part and leaving the other part behind. That was their job, sifting and passing, because you can only remember so much orally. So, and the different families had different responsibilities. Some were responsible for medicine, health, some responsible for education, some responsible for farming activities or whatever. I mean, but each family had its own responsibility. And so our family was education, which meant we had to learn everything about education, the procedures, how you do it, I mean, and then pass that on to the next generation.
And you said that the history would be sorted out so that the good things were preserved and the rest was left behind?
Right. I mean, the best is preserved, and then the rest. In other words, you have to determine how much can be passed on, and you have to select what that is from what's available at this time. I mean, so it was quite a process that was involved. And of course, even after the Europeans came, through 200 or 300 years, it was still against the law to write anything. I mean, the system of oral passing on, it had to be done that way, primarily because of the sifting process.
It sounds in some ways similar to the tradition of the griots in Africa, in West Africa.
Very much so. You know, I made many trips to Africa, and very much so. And it's very, very similar, but it does not surprise me because they had an oral tradition as well. They did not have a written language, the same as the Native Americans never had a written language.